I'm going to start this video off with a trigger warning because it's probably going to be kind of graphic. So, trigger warning for overdose, heroin overdose. So if you need to leave, please do. So in 2020, February 24th, 2020, my husband OD'd. And today I'm struggling with that. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about today other than the rain. It was raining that day. I've only said this aloud maybe, once or twice to people, and it's just been whenever I've broken down. Okay. I went to work at the bank like I did, every day. It was a Monday. I went to work and I was talking to my mom on the way home, and she had dropped my son off, and she said that it looked like Carl was sick. He wasn't feeling well. He was laying down in the bedroom, and I said, okay. And so I got home and I parked, and I was like, well, you know what? I think I'm going to go get some food. It was, later. I was tired. I didn't want to cook. And my mom said, well, you might want to go in and just check on him because he really wasn't feeling well. And I said, okay, I'll go do that. So I got in the house. I put my stuff down. My kids were watching TV, and Colton told me, hey, Dad's not feeling good. You got to be quiet. He's sleeping. And I said, okay. Well, I went in there and I checked on him, and just his face, he was there, but he wasn't there. You can see it in their eyes. And I immediately got so nervous, and I got that feeling in the pit of my stomach, like this was it. He was not making sense. He was talking kind of gibberish. He was, sitting up and like rocking back and forth, and he was so pale. I mean, like a ghost. And I remember hearing the rain on the window, and he just kept, rubbing his nose because he snorted it. And he just kept rubbing his nose, but I looked around and I didn't see a straw. I didn't see any sign of him doing it, and I didn't understand because he had stopped. Okay, he had stopped. I had finally gotten him to stop. It took him going to jail. It did. It took him going to jail over his child support case to get him to fucking stop, but he was sober. Damn it, he was sober. And I loved him so much. And for whatever reason today, the rain has just gotten to me and it's pulled me down. And I remember I called 911 and I said, I need somebody to get here quickly, please, because I don't think he's going to make it. And then he just said, I love you. And I was like, yeah, I love you too. Are you okay? Are you here? And he just kept saying he loved me. And then he just laid down. And for some reason, my brain was like, don't let him die on the bed. So I pulled him down on the ground. I pulled him on our bedroom floor, and he just stopped moving. And he peed. And he was just gone. And driving down the road just now, for some reason, I just saw his face. And I kept Colton out of the room. I kept telling him, do not come in here. Just watch for the cops, watch for the ambulance, watch for whoever's coming. Okay, let them in. Because I didn't want him to know. Because I knew. I knew as soon as he hit the floor, it was done. And a cop got there. And I don't remember who the cop was, but I remember him saying, this is Carl Anderson. And I said, yes, it is. It's Carl Anderson. And he knew him somehow, but New Albany, they all know the fucking Andersons. And I debated on even making this video because I don't open up like that with people. And some people thought that I killed him. Even though I fought for years to get him sober. I got him to quit alcohol. I got him to straighten up as much as I could. And I couldn't leave him because I loved him so much. I couldn't leave him. But it's just, today, I'm just sad about it. And I think it's because Danny's sad about it. And that's my son, who Carl took as his own, who you know, Danny misses him. And I think that's just where I'm at, is I feel terrible that he's not here. But, you know, I believe everything happens for a reason. And I know that that reason is because I was supposed to be with Matt. Carl was a lesson for me. You know, he was to teach me that I could fall in love again with people and to be there. And that not all relationships are just pointless, you know, because that's the point that I was at when I met him. I said that men were useless and that I could do it on my own better. And I met him and he just turned my whole world upside down. But he led me to where I was supposed to be, because it wouldn't have worked out this way unless it was supposed to. But it just still hurts sometimes, you know. And I don't want that to be the way that I remember him. But it is. And you know, that just is what it is. And if you watch this video this far, I hope that, you know, anybody that you know that's struggling with addiction, whether it's you or somebody that you love, I pray for you. And I hope that you can get help. Because it's not an easy road for you or them. The people around them hurt. If you're an addict, the people around you hurt because they love you and they want to see you better. You know, they just want you to be okay. And I think that's where I'm struggling today. And I'm sitting at my husband's work because whenever I'm struggling, this is where I need to be. I need to be where he is. Because he is my support. He is always there for me. He never once met Carl, but he feels like he knew him because of just the way that I've talked about him. And he was a damn good person. You know, he helped so many people. And sometimes I just feel like, you know, he's gone. But he shouldn't be forgotten, you know. Nobody that's an addict that leaves this earth that way should be forgotten. And I know so many people are so quick to judge them, but you know, they're people too. You know, they're fathers and their sons and their daughters and their mothers and, you know, their brothers and sisters. They are people. And regardless of how long it's been, because for me, this year marked 6 years. But for me, it's like it was yesterday. I still remember it so clearly, and I wish that I didn't. I wish that it wasn't so clear. But, you know, it's just, it is what it is. And I tried to watch videos of him, and I tried so hard to get the image out of my head because it haunted my dreams for months. Honestly, years, because I still think about it and I still dream about it, and I could still see it during the day, like just now whenever I was driving down the road. I could still see it. But I just want this to, you know, help somebody, maybe a family member of his, or maybe somebody that I don't even know. But I hope that if you're going through something similar to me, that you know that you're not alone. If you're an addict, I hope that you're not alone. I hope you know that there are people out there to help you. And for the ones that just don't ever get the help that they need, I hope you know that you're loved, because even if I've never met you, I love you. I hope that you know that somebody out there is thinking about you and wishes you well and hopes, you know, that you don't hate yourself.